Hello, it's Diane with Diane's Blue Hearts and Butterflies. I am back with a Manly card that I'm going to be sharing at my upcoming Father's Day Manly card class. And this card is a very simple, straightforward card. It's using a Good Man stamp set and the triple banner punch. Stampin' Up! Punches are made so that they can sit flat, and then they have a locking mechanism that opens up to allow you to be able to do those punches. And this one allows you to make all kinds of sizes of the strips to create any size banner to go in there. So let's get started with this card. The things that you will need to be able to create this card, and I was inspired by a card I saw on the internet, on Pinterest, that was done by Connie Babbert and Mary Brown. And I think they use Sahara sand for theirs, but I used crumb cake. And this piece is 8.5 by 5.5, and I scored it in half at 4.25. There is a Whisper White piece for the inside that is 4 inches by 5.25 inches. There is another Whisper White cardstock piece for the front that is 5 inches by 3.75 inches. And then this piece that we will be stamping on is 3 inches by 4.75 inches. And then I went to my scraps that I had left over for Pretty Peacock and Calypso Coral and Crumb Cake, and I got some strips that were about 5/8 inch wide, and the flags that I made to go on here are about 3/4 of an inch long, is what I used to put on there. I just grabbed some pieces out, and we will be cutting that with the triple layer banner punch. But let's start with the stamping first. So I like to use the Stampin' Pierce mat under so that I get a fairly good image when I am stamping. And I am using the Memento Tuxedo Black ink because I'm going to be using the blend markers to color this image. You can use the Stampin' Right markers, watercolor pencils. You could even use the ink pads with blender pens or aqua painters to be able to color your image. And then I'm using the sentiments out of the A Good Man stamp set. It says, "It's your day and relax your way." This could be used for a birthday card. It could be used for any kind of just thinking about you, Father's Day, whatever you want it to be. And so on mine, I chose to use the Crumb Cake blends, the Ivory marker for the skin tone, the Pretty Peacock, and the Calypso Coral. And with the blends, it's really nice. You can kind of use the stamp, creates these areas where there might be shadows, so you can just kind of add your darker areas where those might be. And then you would use the lighter marker to fill in and then blend those areas. So one end has kind of a paintbrush sized end, and then the other one is more of a bullet point for writing. But I just kind of pull the darker area and blend it so that it creates those darker areas. I'm not the best coloring person, but with the blends it makes it easier. Now for speed, I did already go ahead and color this piece to get that done. And then I also have cut the some of the banners pieces, but I did want to show you how I punched that. I put this in here, but then I turned it over so that I could see this end coming out. And when I got it where I kind of wanted it, I would punch that. And then I could just snip this piece to the length that I wanted, or to a length. And then I would go back and I would punch that end and then the other end. You need to have enough to make 3 of the banners for the Calypso Coral, 3 of the banners for the peacock, the pretty peacock, and 2 banners of the crumb cake, so that it kind of fits across the back side of this stamped piece. And so when I got that part, what I did is I just ran some glue along behind the left side of the stamped piece, and then I just added these banners in varying lengths behind this image, and then sometimes I would overlap a little bit just to give it a little bit more room and depth. You want to be careful because the piece that this will be layering on, which is that middle-sized piece, you want to make sure that it doesn't stick out too far so that it won't fit on that piece. And then you, if you wanted to cut them a little bit smaller than the 5/8 inch so that you wouldn't have to overlap any, that you might want to do that, but I thought that it kind of gave it a little bit more character and depth to do that. And once you get those done, you want to move some more. Apparently I did not get enough glue down here, so I'm just going to add a little bit more. So it didn't want to stick. And then make sure that that gets up where it's not going to be seen. And then I just took and ran some glue behind those and on this whole piece. And then I adhered that to the middle-sized white cardstock, and then I added glue to the back of this piece. And then I adhered that just to the card front. It makes for a super simple, fast, easy card that you could make just to let someone know that you're thinking about them. And guys like to receive cards too. The larger piece, you could stamp an image or sentiment or anything on the inside before or after you put this in here. I like to have a layer just so that it creates some kind of contrast on the inside. But this is just makes a very fast, easy, quick card for someone that you love. I'm going to be posting some more videos that I'm going to be doing for the class also, so I hope that you will check out the other ones as well, and thank you.